Shantanu, if you want to change something, and if today you want to start Bombay Shaving Company again, so what are the things you would like to change, which you initially did, and what you think that those 2-3 things which you would like to change and start again this company?
One is I would keep my first 1,000 consumers very physically close. One thing with starting a D2C business is one customer is in Guwahati, one customer is in Pune, one customer is in Chennai. They're all distributed because anyone can buy on the website. But if you keep your first 1,000 customers close, your ability to iterate and get a really sharp product is much faster. So like kirane ki dukaan, or if you're going to do in your society, you can really get close to consumers. So that's one thing I will do, which is I will test products very locally, which is what we are starting to do now. Second thing is I will possibly look at bigger markets. I think the market I chose was much smaller. I've made it work for me, but next time I start a company, I'll look at bigger markets. And third is I think I'll bootstrap for as long as possible and not raise as much money as I've raised.
Okay. So, what do you feel, mistakes you made at Bombay Shaving Company, and you advise startups to avoid them? Maybe they can learn from your mistake which you did. Maybe one, as you mentioned, I feel that
all these 3 things.
Yeah. So again, these were the mistakes.
Stay close to your consumer, raise less money, and choose big markets. There are 3 mistakes that we have tried to have course correct.
Okay. And what do you feel from now, 5 years from now, or 3 years from now, how this D2C market would look like? Because I think there is a lot of competition now. The cost of acquiring a customer is increasing day by day, and a lot of brands are coming in. Money is pumping in up, and it is making more competition numbers. Everything is happening around. A lot of things over there. So what are your thoughts? How this will go, and some light on quick commerce?
So my view is whenever there is a large amount of supply of capital, that place becomes crowded very quickly. Okay. So when there is a large supply of capital on Amazon, everyone came on Amazon. By capital, I mean consumers who are spending money. You know how many face wash brands are there on Amazon today? Take a wild guess.
Maybe 200, 300.
68,000.
68,000.
There are 68,000 listings of face wash on Amazon in India. So there is a brand with 68,000. So there is no value in building that brand. So जब पैसा आ जाता है कहीं पे कंज्यूमर का, तो लोग आ जाते हैं उसमें. अब वहाँ पे आके build your moat. Second is just build true brand retention. True consumer love through great products, priced well and are available. Whatever the category. I think new channels will keep coming. You will take advantage of those new channels to acquire consumers quickly. So when Amazon and Flipkart were becoming big, Mamaearth, Boat, us, we all took advantage of those channels. Today quick commerce is coming up. Brands like GoZero are able to get 50 to 100 crores of revenue very quickly on quick commerce. Will this last 2 years, 3 years later? Possibly not. There might be 100 brands there. So be there on time, acquire the consumer, but long-term sustenance of brand will come through great products told, communicated well.
What is the next trend you see after quick commerce? It was marketplace, now quick commerce. What is that next thing which you think on the logistics?
I think a lot of people have been trying to do creator-driven commerce. It's not worked.
Right.
But it's worked like crazy in China.
Okay.
So I feel like that is a bubble that is going to get created in terms of a channel. It's not happened yet. But it will India at some point.
Hoga.
Because creator economy is growing up, right? There's no reason why creators can't sell products. I don't know why they're not succeeding right now.
I think, as far as I remember, Raj Shamani has started one company for creators and they were doing
still very small. I'm an investor in that company.
Yeah.
Still, he's doing a good job. I think he's got, but the scale of China, compared to that, we are very far behind.
Any specific advice you would like to give to entrepreneurs starting from tier 2, tier 3 or a rural market of country? They want to establish something or they want to do some startup or entrepreneurship. What is your advice?
I think find their way to a good mentor, find their way to good capital. Don't get overwhelmed by big cities and big languages and VC funding, and just stay razor focused on your business and do a good job with that. I think that's the only thing. I think small town India is so aspirational, so enthusiastic I think the next 100 unicorns will come from tier 2, tier 3 India in my view. So I have a strong feeling.
Now talking more about your investment side, Shantanu as an investor, what are the few things which you see?
Great founders, large markets, innovative products, good traction. Simple.
How many companies have invested?
Personally, 55, 58, something like that.
And how are they doing? Like, how many are...
I started investing in 2020, 2021. So, 2 of them don't exist anymore. 14 of them have raised their Series A or Series B. One of them is now worth upwards of 1,000 crores. So, that's a good investment. Baki, I think they're figuring their way. All COVID babies. All companies are founded in COVID time.
Right.
So, they're all finding their feet now.
And how people should approach you if they want to,
I run a full fund. I run a syndicate called the Barbershop. We are the most public syndicate there is. We are a podcast and a fund. We have around 30-35 crores at our disposal. So whenever someone wants to reach, they can email us, reach out to Vidit. It's a 2-people fund, me and Vidit. So they can reach out and
how do you evaluate you? Are you sector agnostic or do you speak?
So we like our thesis is simple. We like great founders. We put in between 1 to 2 crores. We like post-revenue businesses and we like to be amongst the first checks. We don't like to lead rounds. So that's
so you are the first check.
We are not the first check. We are amongst the first checks. We don't come in Series B and all that. First check, post-revenue, good founder, large markets.
Tell us something about your Indore connection.
My parents are from Indore and my grandmom was here. Both my grandmoms were in and around the Indore area. So the visits to Indore would be, very frequent. I think after their passing away, it's become a little less frequent. I love the food, love the city, love the vibe, so welcoming. Indore is a difficult place for my stomach because I'm always full, but that's because of the true hospitality of the place. I think it's maintained its coziness despite being it's growing so much, the kind of hospitals, kind of schools, kind of colleges, kind of infrastructure is amazing. I love Indore as a city. I think it's become that whole clean city badge, which everyone here wears so proudly. I think that DNA will go into your entrepreneurship, into your businesses, into your people and next generation. So I think that's awesome.
If Indore wants to do 3 things, what would you advise? Where it can come in the top leagues? I'm saying when you have to give an advice which maybe government can adopt and can take an action on it, and how quickly we can jump the ladder.
It's a very good question. I think one is Indore very similar to Nagpur. I was talking to a friend from Nagpur. I studied in Nagpur for 4 years. Indore is very beautifully located in the center of the country.
Right.
So, my flight from Delhi took 1 hour. Flight from Bombay takes 1 hour 20 minutes. Calcutta, Chennai, Bangalore, every city is 1 to 1.5 hours from Indore.
Maximum 2 hours you can cover the entire country.
Everything, right? Yeah. So, plus Indore, I think has the ability to create ecosystems around the city also.
Right.
So, for example, Autocomp in Pune was developed completely from districts around Pune.
Right.
So, I think Indore can focus tremendously on manufacturing.
Okay.
I think creating investments through government, public-private partnerships in manufacturing, the way maybe South India did, Chennai did for telephones, or what's happening with Apple, or what's happening with Kia and Hyundai in that belt in Andhra, Karnataka. I think Indore should find its forte and just invest. It could be semiconductor, it could be telecom, it could be something else, but I think manufacturing is one. Second is, I think we need to use our educational institutes a lot more. IIT, IIM, so many good schools. I went to IIPS today. I think university culture is so much. I think students need to, we need to really work with students to make sure that they're able to incubate their businesses in Indore. I think gentlemen like yourself, founders, experienced, professors need to incubate Indore student startups a lot more. And I think the third thing would possibly be find ways for industry to come here beyond manufacturing. I think maybe IT, fintech, work with Niti Aayog to see what the next electric vehicles. I don't know whether you want to build out the next EV hub in India. Someone has to build it, from battery tech to everything. So I think Indore could think about being that in the next 10 years. So there are three things. But I've not thought this through very well. I'm not an expert on this space at all.
And talking more on the side of infra and other things, what do you think that Indore should look upon and do?
So this is something I don't think the public or even the city government can do much on infra. I think that's very much a state and center mandate. But my view is, whatever the infra is, you guys are keeping it clean and using it well. So I think if that is what we, I think connectivity by highway is going to go up like crazy. So as long as we remain entrepreneurial, enterprising, build out stuff as the roads get built out, I think we should be okay.
Indore was coming up as an IT services hub also, where a lot of companies have shifted their back offices to Indore. A lot of IT companies have, recently opened up their centers in Indore. So, keeping up that trend where a person who is at 25-30,000 rupees in Bombay or Delhi, same person, same skill set is available at 15,000 rupees. So that arbitration advantage cities like Indore get. And so what is your advice? How we can scale these kind of
We will talk
jobs?
to the CEOs. The Chief Minister and the city government has to go to the top 50, 100 CEOs who are building GCCs in India and bring them to Indore. Bangalore did that, Mumbai did that, Pune did that, Delhi did that. Calcutta didn't do it and is now struggling. Indore has to pitch Indore to every one of the 100 CEOs who's looking to set up a data center or a GCC or a back office, whatever it is, from financial corporations to banks to IT companies, whoever else. The government has to do this.
Yeah, so this question actually was for government only, because we will pass on this message to the government.
Absolutely.
That this is something. Any